afternoon, it's Erick Erickson. These are your 4 things you need to know this afternoon. Housekeeping note, I'm not going to be here on Monday. I'll be with my parents in Louisiana unless something catastrophic happens over the weekend. So hope you don't get a 4 things to know this afternoon on Monday. Otherwise, bad news happened on the weekend. And to the dads out there, happy Father's Day. 4 things you need to know this afternoon, and they're all related to the one big story of the day, and that is Israel versus Iran. Number 1, the level of the president's involvement is under debate. Did the president of the United States coordinate with Israel, or is Israel playing this up? It's something several people have noted the Mexicans have done in the past, where they give Donald Trump big credit for things, Donald Trump then taking credit for them. Several other foreign powers have also been inclined to give Donald Trump big credit for big things when those things happen, even though in hindsight we learn he didn't play a role but was happy to take the credit. There are some who argue that this is what Israel is doing now, that they really did plan it, do it themselves, and the public statements from Donald Trump were honest, that he didn't actually support it. Now, the spin from inside the administration and leaks from last night and inside the Pentagon were that President Trump had been coordinating the issue with Benjamin Netanyahu for a number of months. Having given Iran 60 days, on the 61st day, Israel decided to strike, and apparently CENTCOM was involved. And one of the ways we know that the U.S. military personnel were involved is Israeli and American strategists noting that Israel did not have the capacity to do multiple return missions to Iran without mid-air refueling. Someone had to have helped them. Was it us? Possibly. Number 2, note the muted Arab reaction around the region. Now, there have certainly been public protests from other countries, but the public protests versus what we actually see as the official statements from the countries, very muted. The Saudis in particular and the United Arab Emirates, not exactly upset that Iran nuclear capabilities have been significantly diminished. Jordan and Egypt as well, somewhat breathing a sigh of relief. The wild card here is China, not Russia, which has a good relationship with Iran, but China. China itself has not been condemnatory of Israel because China sees Iran as a long-term threat as China tries to spread around the world. So you've got the Israelis making Arab partners and even some of their not exactly friends like the Chinese happy by what they did to Iran. Number 3, the concern that should keep us up all night, and as I mentioned in the show earlier, the Defense Intelligence Agency has been warning about the possibility of Iranian infiltrators into the United States through an unsecured border. The Defense Intelligence Agency, the CIA, the FBI, and even Central Command have been concerned about sleeper cells inside the United States. We know about the number of people we've captured, some of whom were from Iran or from the Middle East, who were on terror watch lists, who had ties to ISIS and other things. We also know from intelligence Iran has tried to build networks inside the United States. If you go back to 2012, 2013, the Iranians performed a terror attack in Washington, D.C. It didn't get a lot of attention at the time. It was targeted at the Israelis and the Israeli embassy. Barack Obama imposed 0 sanctions on Iran because he was trying to get his deal, but Iran was capable of pulling off a mission inside the United States and inside Washington, D.C. during that time. Now, we know about the people who have crossed the border. What about the people who have crossed the border that we don't know about, the so-called gotaways? We know the number is significant, over 100,000. We don't know who they are. That's something we need to keep an eye on. And number 4, the Chinese property inside the United States. One of the most important parts of the Israeli mission is they were able to build a factory inside Iran to manufacture drones. They disguised it as an Iranian security facility, so the Iranian secret police avoided looking at it lest the secret police get in trouble with the intelligence operations. The intelligence operations of Iran avoided looking to it, so they didn't get in trouble with the secret police, and Israel was there with a bunch of Jews building drones inside Iran that they successfully deployed. Now in the United States, we have the Chinese have bought up massive acreage, particularly near military facilities around the country. It's something we need to keep an eye on as China continues to expand its territorial possessions inside the United States. A number of states have already passed laws prohibiting foreign purchases of land in their states tied to the Communist Party of China. This is something that is a national security threat. Combine this with the third story, sleeper cells possibly in the United States, and we have national security problems inside the country that we have to work with. This is a somewhat abridged afternoon update. These are the 4 things you do need to know: the level of the presidential engagement, the extent of the attacks of the Middle Eastern and Chinese response, the sleeper cells possibly within the United States, that's speculation but warning about, and also the Chinese property inside the United States. All of these are separate stories that tie together the one big nexus of events that are playing out right now in the Middle East. I'm Erick Erickson. I'll be back on Tuesday. Stay informed, stay involved, and please keep the faith.